One.
I don't even know where to begin. It's another week and the same old nonsense. New week. Can't even get the show started off right. I want everybody to think about this for a minute. Simple. Let's start the show, right? Count down, count us in. We're not supposed to hear one. You're definitely not supposed to hear two, 3 times.
It wasn't 3 times.
Not sure what's going on. We just want to get the show started off on a good foot. I don't know. This is Doc and Ruth. Where you at?
It's not 8:15. Ruth will not be here till 8:15.
Listen, this is not. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. But let's get into it. Welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of Nothing But
Answers.
The place to come to get all the answers that you need. We have the answers. We have the answers that we like. Now, you can follow what we say or take our answers and do what you want with them. It's on you. Whatever happens from you listening to our answers, totally. Look at the man in the mirror or woman. So, how's everybody doing today? Doc just pulled up. Vaughn, what's going on with you, man?
I was in the waiting room, not just pulled up. Stop playing with me.
Oh, you were?
Well,
Because I looked down there. I didn't see you.
Yeah. It's been a good week.
You know what? You could have been down there. I can't see down there for some reason. How my screen is, I see 3 people.
And I couldn't let myself in because I'm on a different laptop. On my other laptop, I could just let myself in.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's supposed to be on top of that.
We need to correct that.
Oh,
Right.
I see it. She's saying, "Let me in. I'm here." I see it
Where?
in the
In
chat.
the private chat.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know why I can't. I can't see the private chat on my. Oh, I can see it. It's right there. I can see it now. It's over in the corner.
Right, boy.
Never looked way over there before. It's like
Right.
on that side of the computer. Way.
Way over there, out of bounds.
What is your computer like 30 inches long? Like why?
I got
Why
a.
can't you
I
see
got a-
it?
I got a big one. I got a big ego. A really big ego.
There you go.
Hot outside.
What a mess.
It's showtime. But hey, Vaughn, how you been, man? How's your week? Hey, why you not on screen this week? What's going on, man?
Cameras. I got my cameras that I use. They're using on the film. I know, and I don't like using my phone.
Okay.
That's all. My bad.
Cool. Lee Little, what's good with you?
not much was happening.
Hey, man, I can't call it. What's good? What's this weekend looking like? We doing anything?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We outside, but inside.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Hey, we're here,
Yeah.
right? We
It's
made it
one
to
of them,
Friday.
one of them days where you just want to get back in the bed. And just,
Right. Leanne, that's Leanne's every day.
Oh wow. I'm the one.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be on camera. That's why I got my glasses on. I got bags under my eyes and all because I haven't been sleeping well because of allergies and stuff. I'm just tired and worn out and
Yeah, I hear you. I started cutting the grass today, and I didn't take any Claritin, so that's terrible.
Yes, for real. Bad move.
It was, and I didn't even think about it until too late. Now I'm all like sniffling and sneezing and all the things.
All the things. And I until recently
make sure we watch for Ruth popping in because I can't see her if she does.
Yeah, for maybe about a couple
Go ahead, Doc,
years
what you say?
back. No, I said maybe about a year ago, I found out that, or maybe a little longer, that all the things that allergies can do to you, because symptoms I was having, I didn't know was related to allergies. Crazy stuff.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Me too. When I found it out, I was so happy because I thought it was one of them. I was like, damn, they got me.
Right. Yes.
They got me. I was like, dang, let me put this on. So I need to wear these more.
This guy, man.
Yeah, hey, you ever been happy for allergies? I was so happy that it was allergies. I'm like, yes. Okay, Doc.
For real, yes.
Close call.
I had a scare like that in my. I mean, I guess from what I say, you'll be able to tell what the scare was. But in my 40s, mid 40s, feeling like I'm passing out every time I turn around, getting dizzy and stuff.
Right.
Like,
woo!
Allergies? Yay!
Doc, give me some high five. Put it up here. Bring it up. Yes. Listen, I've been there. Okay, solved a lot of problems. Hey, so what's going on this week? Anything in the newsworthy to talk about before we get into it?
On the news this morning, they were talking about Halle Berry and her boyfriend.
Okay.
And him saying that he proposed and it's just out there and she hasn't accepted. And it just made me think about us because we've had this conversation several times. That if she says no, then that means the relationship is over.
Right. Well, you know what? I would grade this one a little differently. She's been married like 9 times, I think, and none of them work. So what would make him think that she wants to go down that road again?
Yes.
He might be messing up a good time.
Yeah, he might as well just
ride the room. Let's read the room. That may not be her goal anymore. She's been burned by love too many times. She's been burned. Now every man that left them took something that they didn't do anything. So I could see her being very apprehensive about the legal part of the marriage, like this paper part. So I could see her like that being, not something she wanted to do. I wouldn't think to do that.
Yeah.
Say again.
You see her child support?
And she don't have children, right?
No, she got 2. And
biological?
The dads took them both.
Yep.
One dad took one and one dad took the other. And she paid $8,000 for one and $16,000 for the other.
Child. Okay. Well,
he paid one of them get alimony.
Okay. Wow, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know why he would want to even. I don't know if that was even her goal. See, I see a relationship where they didn't have the conversations they needed in the beginning to say, like, maybe this is not where I want to go with it. My goal is to be married.
Those are the comments that was coming through that they were reading on the news. But it was so interesting to me because Alex, one of the newscasters, the woman was like, well, I mean, he should be able to, it should be okay. Doesn't mean the relationship is over. But the 2 men, both of them were like, I don't know.
He should have shut up. He should have just shut up.
Once I profess my love in that grandiose way, you better say yes or get away.
That's kind of what they were saying.
Yeah, this is really ultimatum. That's what it really is. It's ultimatum. Will you marry me? Because the opposite of marriage is never see you again.
She a movie star. You gotta see her all the time. Bam.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But it's even more interesting that he would put himself in a position to. It's even more interesting that he would have an open type of situation where he's like, I put it out there and you accept it when you accept it.
I wouldn't have said nothing about it.
I mean, I don't know how that would feel any better. Like, I mean? Like, I would feel like, what if she finally comes around to doing it? You're like, yay, we're getting married now. After 3 years, you finally said yes. And even her, first of all, anything but yes is means we're done forever.
And
Right?
and
The yes has to be right,
that's what struck me,
right
that
there.
the men were like kind of in line with that thinking.
Right. Right now. I'm asking right now for answer right now. Like, even if he was like, I'm like, oh, we're done. even if she started crying first, I would hurry up, get the cry out. I need to know what you're doing. You cry too long might mean I gotta go. You know what I mean? Because I need an answer right now. Hey, Leanne, what you think?
Yeah, it's over. It is over.
That's my dog. That's my dog.
It definitely sounds like she's like, we're here for a fun time, not a long time. So you got caught up in the mystique and love of Holly Berry that hasn't really yielded any fruit.
He should just shut
So
up.
that's very interesting.
And one of the guys
He
was
loved
like, I wouldn't have told the world that.
And that's exactly what I said. Nobody
Some
would
things
know.
should just be left private.
Or he's applying
No.
pressure.
No, now she's gonna cut him.
He's
Now
applying
she gonna cut
pressure publicly.
she gonna
Well,
cut
yeah,
him.
something has to happen.
Yeah,
now.
because he said it in the interview, and the second part of his statement was, "If you could help me out with that."
Right, right. That's what it is. He's trying to now force her hand through public. This is all terrible. Right?
Yeah.
Now through manipulation and things of that nature, he's trying to use the public eye to put the pressure on her to say, who wants that?
No.
Nobody.
He's just trying, really what he's trying to do is get to the back. Be married for
He's trying to
years
get
so
to
he
the
can get
back.
some of her money. I get it. I see the play. Yeah, I see the play. This is all set up for he can get a divorce in a year and take her money like everybody else.
Right. Like everybody else. And
Don't
her
fall
team
for it,
ain't
Howard.
going her team ain't going for it neither. They're like, look, we let you get away with the other ones. This is not gonna happen.
No, her team don't matter. When you the breadwinner, you say what goes, and they're gonna follow.
For
Because
real.
soon as you say something against what they want, they're gonna let you go. Now you can't eat. We see that with all these so-called teams. We talked about Travis Hunter and his marriage with his young girl. He got a team, and look what happened with him. He still got married and bought stuff, and she don't like him still, and everybody knows.
Look what happened with Rod Wave.
I don't know much about Rod Wave. Tell me more, Leanne.
He got upset with his girl, shot up the car, saying he's gonna kill himself, and he been in and out of mess with his girlfriend for a
and
while.
we know his team do that. Hey, bro, put the gun away.
Exactly.
So, ain't nobody say go do that. You know what I mean? Especially when you're the breadwinner. So your team usually, most of the time, a team is weak and they follow. Huh?
Your team, if you have a correct team, they usually curve that. And if you have an agent,
right.
They're going to be like, hey, yo, if you do this, we're done. Because I already know what's going to happen. You're not going to work no more. You're not going to be focused on this. Blah, 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 blah. And she ain't young Holly.
I think that would help the industry if we had people who stand up, but people, it's about money. And
right, that's why.
And I don't care what you do because I need to eat.
I have to care what you do.
Go ahead.
I have to care.
And it's not even just people you hire; it's family members that work with you.
Right. Vaughn, what you're saying is a fairy tale, because if that was the case, we wouldn't see so many people going down the wrong path. All these people got teams.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And the team is more interested in eating than telling you the truth.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's real. Look at all these people. Kanye West. Look at all these people that have. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Some people, when they get to that point, they're in control. They do what they want to do. But what your team is, that's lack of accountability. Nobody is there to hold them accountable.
Right.
Right.
We see that.
So when you have certain people that are supposed to be there, especially if you're doing well, they're going to be like, look, some of this has got to stop, especially your financial advisor. Your financial.
And it sounds good, but look at somebody like Michael Vick, who was the breadwinner in his team, and his team let him go to jail. Right. Everybody should have been standing up saying, He ain't had nothing to do with that. It was all me. Nobody did that.
Mike went to jail. He went to jail because his people, one of his outside people, got caught and just flipped and turned him in.
That's what she said.
That's what I'm saying. Instead of them saying, so what I'm saying is a third party, right? He got caught, and the trade-off for him going to jail is I'm gonna give you Mike.
No, but somebody still could have took it and took that. Like, nah, Mike didn't do it. I did it.
Yep.
Because still, he said, she said.
Yep.
Somebody could have stepped in and like, nah, that's my jacket. That's my dog. He didn't do it. I did it. And guess what? If you admit to doing it, that's on your jacket. It takes it off of him.
And you know what? And what's funny about that y'all did say that? It actually was. It was on his property, but a property he wasn't even on. You right.
Right.
And he wasn't even on that. He wasn't on that.
Right.
Like,
and even if he was, everybody said he wasn't, and one person said he did. We got to go with everybody else because he's the breadwinner. But you know, and it is kind of true because remember, before Kanye West's mother passed away, he wasn't as off the rails. When she was gone, I think she was the only person that could hold him accountable. When she did leave, that's when his team, definitely.
Right. You need one. That's when the whole rock star mentality where people start doing all kind of stuff. And like we talking about Halle Berry, where the issue with someone like her, like you got to know the industry, like what they do to those young girls. Even her, she came very young.
Yeah, we know. No, they do.
You know what they do. And then when they set her up, half of the people be handlers, half of the people be put in front of you to control you to go in a certain way. And with her right now, the situation she in right now, you don't even know if that's something that she desired or if it was put in front of her. It's just a bad game, like you said, Daryl and Doc. It's a very dirty game, and you dealing with people that don't give a damn about you. They want their bread.
Or she might be at the point where she can't even receive a healthy love.
Right. Like you said with Kanye, his mom was probably the realest person around him that actually cared about him.
And he respected her. He respected her. And that's what's going. Well, let's talk about the Cardi B and Offset. I guess he's asking for what alimony and things of that nature. Who said all come on? Who said
I did. That's why.
Tell me why is all come on?
Huh?
Tell me why.
Because aren't they in the same tax bracket?
No. 100 million. He's at 30.
Oh.
Yes.
And that's not enough. 30 million not enough.
Wow. Do we have that conversation when it's reversed?
I do. I don't know about everybody else, but I do.
Okay. So I just know that most people don't have that conversation when it's reversed.
I do.
I'm not saying you, Doc, but I'm saying I said the majority. Ruth on here, she can't even keep herself together over here.
I personally think that a lot of people, women, are just greedy.
Gotcha.
And it oftentimes has nothing to do with the kids or taking care of the kids.
Right.
It's about your own lifestyle for a lot of these women.
Right. Hey, Leanne, clip that. We're gonna put that in rotation. But Doc, that lifestyle piece is a piece that they use in determining how much you get. Even with Halle Berry, Eric Benet's one of his stances was, "You brought me to a different level of life, and I need to stay here." I think the dude with Mary J said the same thing. You brought me to a different level of life. I can't go back to where I was. You got to keep me here at least.
Good if you got a job.
No.
How about that?
Really, you could, but he said even with a job, he can't do this.
He can't do nothing. He was a preacher.
So
he can't do nothing.
So yeah,
he was a leech. He was a leech. That's what he
he is. Yo, I couldn't stand there. I met that dude, man. Yeah.
I don't know much about the situation. I just know that if we're straight legally, I would say if that's what he's owed the money. Like if he's owed alimony, because usually the person who pays more or makes more pays more. If that's what it is, then that's what it is. So get your money Offset.
Wow. There's no way he's gonna get that.
Why wouldn't he get it, Vaughn? Tell me why he wouldn't.
Because he has multiple accounts of him being unfaithful.
Doesn't matter. That does not matter unless you have something.
I think it depends on what state you're in,
and what's in the decree and things of that nature, right? Because when you break up, you break up.
So if
it's reconcilable differences, unless you have something in there like a stipulation or clause that says cheating is a problem, then it's basically you guys broke up because it didn't work out, whatever it is. And like I said, different states have different things. So whatever he's legally owed by making less, I think he's going to get that.
Man, F it, I'm going to Mars. I can't deal with this.
Why? What's wrong with that? I'm confused. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with him getting money for making less?
That's crazy.
That's the way. Why is it crazy? It's what it's been forever.
That don't mean it's right. It's still crazy either way.
So it's crazy.
It's crazy for everybody. I'm not saying just for him, but it's crazy for everybody. And it's wild. It's really good. Well, if you have a woman, right, that was in your life, that was your wife, that was maintaining, you had a partner and you broke your agreement with your partner. Like if you're in a business relationship and you break that business relationship, you either got to buy them out or you have to compensate them for that. Understood. With this situation that they got going on with marriage, if one of them is not even fulfilling their part of the partnership, how can they ask to be maintained at that level? And you haven't even fulfilled anything at the level you were put at.
So where does it say that you got to fulfill a certain level to be married and whatever? Where does that say that at?
Daryl?
I'm just asking, where does it say that at?
In your agreement, and if you don't have an agreement, you don't have an agreement.
Exactly. So if it doesn't say that, you get married, and if you do no prenup, you have anything, then it's up to the laws of the state that you're in.
So that boils down to the old school that marriage is a business.
Well, anything with a contract can be considered contractual, right? So I don't know, but it's contractual. So whatever you sign and you pick this person, then that's part of the what you get, right? If you get a person who is not meeting your needs or not doing what you want to do, then you get divorced. Well, then you're going to pay for that. We all pay for the choices we make in life.
Well, hopefully they got married in a state where she can dispute some of that through having a fault divorce.
Right. But see, I don't know how it works because she also cheated while she was pregnant. So I don't. That's what I said. It gets murky because she admitted.
Is that true, or is he saying that?
Because she confirmed it.
Okay. I didn't hear that. I don't know. Okay.
That was a get back cheat. That was a get back cheat.
Right. But it's still a cheat.
So that don't count. But
were they already separated?
No, they were together.
They were together.
Remember, they kept getting back together and stuff. So that's when he found out she cheated.
And between his 4 cheats, she found out. Right.
Right. Isn't that how it always works?
That's how it goes.
Well, listen, but as soon as you start playing the dumb games, you get dumb prizes. Now you got to split up your money because you want to cheat back. Because now you both cheated, right? So now it kind of takes away the effect when you go to the court of law. You can't say why I cheated because he cheated. No, we both cheated, right? So now that cheating back may have cost you if the state has something in there. What'd you say, Ruth?
I said she could state her truth. If that's why she cheated, then that's her why. That doesn't mean anything for her.
It doesn't
money, but she can still state her why.
Cool. You cheated. Good job. You cheated while you were pregnant. Go, you girl. Women power. Keep doing it. Listen, actually, just by that, we're gonna give him more money. Because you cheated twice and you had the kid in the room. That's disgusting.
Oh, stop it. At least she didn't get pregnant again.
She can't. She's already pregnant.
Give me a break.
She's already pregnant. So which cheating is more egregious? What's more egregious?
That's not how they're looking at that. That's not how they're looking at that.
Him cheating 1,000,000 times.
Thank you.
Because nothing reaches the baby, despite what men think. Nothing reaches the baby.
It's not even about sex.
That's honestly, that's bad.
Vaughn. What reaches the baby are them sound waves of him smacking it in the back. The
baby was asleep.
That's crazy. The fact that you would cheat while you were pregnant.
Okay, but let's not make one cheat worse than the other.
Stop.
No, we are.
Roof.
Stop it.
Stop it.
We are.
Stop.
Wait a minute. Yo, this is insane. This is insanity. You're telling me cheating while you're pregnant is the same as someone just cheating regular?
It's the same as him.
All right,
cheating
so we're
without-
gonna equalize it. Cheating while she's pregnant
Thank
is
you.
just as bad because he could give her and the baby something.
Thank
No,
you.
no. I can see. It's easy. I can say yes to that. I'm not one sided, but still,
Okay,
her
all right.
cheating with the baby inside
So
of her.
cheating while somebody's pregnant, whether you're the pregnant person or the pregnant, what is
No,
it?
no.
The pregnanter. The pregnantee.
Whatever.
Is bad.
Right.
No. Because if he's not coming back and having sex with her.
Oh, but he is.
Oh,
Stop saying things you don't know.
But he is. If he
You
wanted
just
his
want to-
allowance, if he wanted his allowance that week, he is.
We can't have a balanced conversation with you because you're so far one way, Ruth. You can't even see the truth. You're so pro woman, you can't see the truth. There's no way that cheating while you got a baby in you. That's what kind of person are you? I think you're a animal.
what
You
kind
cheat
of
with a
person
baby.
cheats when their woman is pregnant? What kind of
No.
person does
But
that?
God, I was
No.
watching something the other day, and some men don't want to have. They're afraid to have sex when their woman is pregnant.
Because they stupid.
Why do you
Right,
always
I'm not saying they're not.
justify it?
Hey, Doc, no,
The thing about it, we're not saying that all
No,
is
not
right.
saying you're
We're
wrong,
not even
Doc.
saying that.
but
Stop
what
it.
I'm saying is that some men can't go home because that woman is pregnant, so
He
they.
can still
I'm not
be
saying it's
home.
right.
He
I'm
can
not-
still be home.
Well, he is home, but I'm saying he's. You know
He
what I
can
mean?
be rubbing her belly and her feet. He doesn't have to do all of that if she doesn't feel like it. Stop it. That's
Oh,
not an
but
excuse to cheat.
Of
That's
It's
not
no.
an excuse.
There's no excuse to cheat, but no, there's no excuse to cheat while you're pregnant. That's disgusting.
And don't cheat on her while she's pregnant. Thank you.
Hey, you may not want to do it to her. We're saving her because we're gonna do some nasty things that we don't want the baby
Oh
around.
my
Whatever.
God.
What? No,
So-
please.
so, hey, everybody like having fun, has sex in front of the children. Okay, we don't have sex in front of the children.
You always justifying this mess.
It's not justifying.
It's mess.
Don't sit
Yo,
across from me with that
cheating is bad.
nonsense.
Cheating is
girl-
bad, but I don't want
Don't
to cheat.
come sit across from me with that nonsense. I'm gonna tell your pregnant wife to go get hers.
Right?
Thank
No.
you.
Yes.
Okay, so hey Vaughn, if she had the baby, right, and she was cheating while the baby was on the bed, is that the same? Or is that worse?
What?
The baby sitting on the bed next to her while she's cheating.
Wait.
How we get to that point?
I'm asking you. The baby's in the room. You said it's okay. I would have been.
Girl,
That's a
No.
different room,
The thing
Daryl.
that y'all, the thing that,
No.
the thing that y'all signing
tell
off
me you
on
don't know what
is how
pregnancy
people get shot.
looks like without telling me you don't know what pregnancy.
So okay, here we go. No. If the baby, she had the baby, now it's on it. But listen, so you're telling me that energy isn't passed to the baby? That if arguments or the mother's stress isn't passed to the baby? Is that what we're saying?
The energy from the father sleeping with somebody else gets passed to the baby too.
You know, answer the question.
Tell me how, Doc. Tell me
Yeah.
how.
Stress, the same stress.
Yes.
No,
Because
okay.
he done put that other woman's
Right.
energy in his system.
No, right. The stress if she finds out. But guess what?
What?
If she don't find out, there's zero stress. But guess what? If he don't find out that she cheated with the baby still receives the stress because he was in there. He was in the room. with her.
No, it does not. That baby was sound asleep and minding his business.
And
No,
not
it
get and actually getting a release of stress when mom had that big orgasm.
No, she had the orgasm with the baby. The baby's getting dopamine released in him. That's cool. Now
The
the baby's
baby's
got
fine.
problem.
Stop it, Daryl. That baby is fine. Scientifically,
gosh.
the baby is fine.
No.
Because if it
Y'all
was a
gonna
problem,
get somebody hurt.
doctors would tell all pregnant women not to have sex. if it was
No.
a problem.
They say have sex with the man that you had the baby with.
No,
have
they
sex-
did
They
not
do
say
not
that.
say
They
that.
did not say that.
They do.
You
They
always
say-
write
they
the
do.
disclaimer. No, they did not.
Okay. Hey, pay attention, everybody. Ask the doctor, do they say just go out there and have sex with anybody if you're pregnant? I don't think I ever said that. I've never heard that.
What they
If
say
anybody's
is a
heard that-
general statement that sex is safe.
Oh,
That's what they
God.
say.
Yeah,
What
safe
about,
with your
so
partner.
what about single women who are not with the baby's father but pregnant because the baby father don't want nothing to do with her? So should she stay celibate until she has the baby?
9 months. Yeah, if she can't wait 9 months, she needs help.
Yeah.
She need help. That's what she needs.
Same for men who can't wait 9 months to
Right.
do the freaky stuff they want to do.
They can't even wait postpartum to 6 weeks or whatever it is.
Oh, for real.
Please.
Why?
Please.
We're not, see, listen, there's a difference. That's why men and women are different. We don't carry babies. That's not our job.
Exactly.
We're not the incubator for the baby. So guess what? We can be outside. I'm not saying we can, but we can be outside and it doesn't affect the baby. Okay. Baby's not affected the same as the mom doing it. Let's stop it. Let's stop acting like it's the same. It's totally
You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It's the same. Yo, just invite anybody into your womb while the baby's there. It's okay. It doesn't mean anything. Vaughn, do you hear this?
Ooh, child.
Vaughn, gone.
Yeah, he don't.
He need to be gone.
Vaughn upset.
No, nah.
Upset. He probably couldn't believe what he heard.
I don't know, Vaughn.
Y'all gonna
get some flashbacks.
No, y'all gonna get somebody shot.
How we get somebody shot?
Because if a dude find out that his girl is sleeping with somebody while she's pregnant, he gonna light him up.
If it's his girl, she shouldn't be having sex with nobody else, and he shouldn't be having sex with nobody else.
If baby daddy find out,
but I'll say she really shouldn't be having sex with nobody else. He shouldn't have sex.
Daddy finds out she's sleeping with somebody while she's pregnant, he's gonna lose it.
If they not together, he need to stay home and mind his business.
Oh, at that point, yeah. You know what I mean? Go ahead and get the baby all the little, whatever you want to give him all the little spirits you want. Go ahead.
Give him all the spirits you want.
Baby can't concentrate in school because you didn't put some.
What happened to that? Don't make
sense. Stop making this.
No. All we're saying is
stop making
cheating is cheating, whether you're the mother or the father. Make it equal. Make it equal cheating. Equal opportunity cheating.
Why do we minimize the things?
We're not minimizing.
Nobody's minimizing it.
We are. Double standard.
No, we aren't. You want to minimize men's cheating, which is what we're trying not to do.
We're not minimizing men's cheating.
Yeah, you are. You justify it every which way. Yes, you do.
We didn't justify anything. I don't know what you're talking about. See, this is what you're hearing with your pro-woman ears. No one justifies cheating. We said cheating is bad. We said it's super bad if you're cheating while pregnant.
It's super bad.
Or if the girl is pregnant.
We got a super size.
Hey, for you guys not to concede the point that a woman that's pregnant having sex with other men is wild. It's insane to me.
We are saying a woman that is pregnant should not have sex with other men if she is involved with her baby's father. That's what we're saying.
What do you mean?
That's what we're saying. And we're saying that the baby's father shouldn't have sex with other women if he is with the baby's mother. That's what we're saying.
No, Doc. See, the caveat you try to slip in there if she's with the baby's father. No, she shouldn't be having sex until that baby's born.
Get the hell out of here with that nonsense.
Who said that?
No, you look at what I'm telling you. These hot girl summers is crazy. You can't control yourself enough to keep that baby free of back shots. You can't keep that baby free of back shots. That's how you're not protecting your child. That's what I feel like. You're not protecting your child. Stop it.
Because sex is okay for a pregnant woman as long as she's not high risk.
That's it.
And she's having sex with the baby's father.
That's it. And she can't get pregnant twice, which is what the part I keep saying. Yeah.
So she's taking raw joints to the
whatever. She can't get baby's fine. She can't get pregnant again.
Yo, this is crazy. Women are insane. This is insanity.
Men are really ridiculous.
No, we are not. No, we are not. That don't make any sense.
Usually I try to stay in the middle, but this I cannot.
When do you try to stay in the middle?
Exactly. Please back up to that part again, please.
I always stay in the middle. I always have to deal with these pro left-leaning woman type views that are one-sided. Like I said, I concede it. Hey, Leanne, tell me what it is, Leanne. Break the ice. Leanne, who's that? Leanne, what is it?
I'm gonna have to agree with Darrell.
Let's go. Let's talk about it. Oh, you want to buy her now? To agree with you? Wow, Ruth. Wow.
You pregnant? You shouldn't be out there doing it. Nah.
Exactly.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's OD.
Just but like a dude shouldn't be out there doing it.
Thank you.
On his girl.
Right.
But you really shouldn't be doing it as a woman.
She just supersized it too.
That's my point. That's the same point. Cheating is bad.
That's it.
Period. cheating while you have a baby is insane. Like it's the next level of
insane. We're just saying it's bad across the board, Daryl.
No, it's more than bad. That's the problem. It's more than bad.
How come it's okay for women not to value like that? You're pregnant, like that's special. Why would you want to devalue that with other men? That is insane.
Why would your man want to devalue
that? Don't do that, Ruth. Answer the first question I asked.
Yes, answer the question, and then you can say what you want to say.
That.
Right, Vaughn.
Answer my question. I answer.
No, we gonna tell you because you ain't gonna just have some nonsensical conversation. We gonna answer the question. No, really. No, that's a real question. No, but really, Vaughn.
Yes, Vaughn it is. I hear Vaughn. I hear what he's saying, but again, it's equally bad for that man and that woman's mental while he's carrying his child to breach that and cheat with other women and bring that stuff back to her.
Okay, we agreed to that. We agreed to that. Okay. Now answer the question that I asked you.
What's your question again, Vaughn?
Why don't women value that they are pregnant? It's special. You should not be tainting that with other men while you're pregnant.
Come on.
How can a man tell a woman that pregnancy is
special? Oh my God.
No, because
you got her pregnant. That's why.
You're bringing life.
You got her pregnant.
I'm just curious. Like, why do you view it that way? I'm just curious.
Because you're bringing life.
Ask somebody that's sitting across from me who says that. Tell me why you value it that way.
Again, y'all not even
creating life. Question. You're the only thing that can create life.
Daryl,
you incubate it. You bring this thing to life. Go ahead, Vaughn.
You're answering their question, and they didn't answer the question that I asked.
This is true. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vaughn. You're right.
Me too.
I asked her, and then you answered.
And that was sufficient. That was sufficient. I agree with that answer.
What answer?
What answer? You didn't give an answer.
It was fine.
Dr. Nancy, what are you doing right here?
Doc, look, Doc, get your girl.
You know what? Stop it.
Okay, so
Vaughn, ask it again. I will answer it directly. Ask it again. One more time.
Why do women not view pregnancy as special? Why would you want to taint that with other men?
Okay, you ready for my answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe she does value it, and does that her being with another man measure how much she values her pregnancy?
Yes.
Evidently.
Well, how are you measuring that? If she's taking care of her baby, her body, her nourishment, her vitamins, her wellness, and she decides she wants to have sex, maybe protected.
So do you feel like
not valuing her pregnancy?
Do you really feel like that's valuing your pregnancy by having another man inside you while you're carrying another man's baby?
I'm asking you, how is that? If she's viewing it that way, whomever she is.
Well, again, we can view a lot of things, but that's what I'm saying. I don't see how you can view having another man's baby inside of you and then having another man inside you. Even saying it is kind of crazy.
Well, maybe on one level, it's not as magical to some women as it is to you men. It's like you said.
Come on, let her finish.
It's what we do. So knowing that, it just, to some people, it might just be mundane mission to get done. And for those who are surrogates,
right, got it.
Are is even more, understandable. It ain't they baby. I'm gonna get mine off.
Okay.
So I know, but I know with surrogates, Leanne, they have rules of that they can't do those type of things.
That's not true.
Right? Not all of them, but I think some of them. I think not all of them. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Okay, Doc, tell me more. Tell me more. If you go to a place and you become a surrogate, okay.
I've talked to some folks, and that is not usually what. That's not usually a stipulation. Stipulations are about like taking care of yourself, eating right, not smoking, not drinking, not doing drugs, stuff like that. Nobody, not that I've heard, have ever said
not fucking.
You can't have sex while you carrying my baby.
Right.
because they know.
Yeah. I think that's something
that
would do it.
When you are pregnant, your baby is protected by the amniotic fluid, your cervix, which is closed, and and your uterus.
Hey, Doc.
So
okay, I have a question. Doc. Doc, yes. What you ingest goes into the baby, correct? So if you babysitting, it goes into the baby, correct?
Your mouth, yes, because it goes through the umbilical cord.
Can I ask you a question?
Right.
Your cervix is closed.
So when they ingest it in their mouth,
anything in there.
We didn't say she used her mouth, Daryl.
So I have a question.
Listen, when it comes to sex, your mouth will be used.
I have a question.
So now, with the mouth being used, now what are you saying about the baby who was babysitting his little brothers and sisters? No, right. He out there babysitting other kids. What do we say about that now? What do we say now?
Can I ask y'all a question?
Oh, boy, they got quiet.
So, what Leanne said, right? How it may not be viewed as magical for some.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Is that why men are not included in the deciding if she's going to have the baby or not? Because if men view it,
I guess.
Okay. So if men, it had real quick. But she had said something like they might not have viewed it the same way. So if they don't view it the same way, okay. And to Doc, you had asked us who is a man to say that it's special to a woman or something. Like that. Said okay. Yes. So who is a woman to say that it wasn't special for that man?
I agree with that statement.
Okay, so my body. So wait. So my body, So my body, my choice. Mm-hmm. But yet, y'all both came together to make a child, right?
Sometimes not by choice, but yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Always by choice.
You know that.
Every time you have a child, unless it's forced, it's always by choice.
So he views it as something special, or he views it as, hey, this is magical. She does not, and she has 100% control of terminating that child's life.
Yes.
Why is that okay? Now. No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I said we took a turn, Leah.
You went to abortion and all that when we were simply talking about. Oh, my bad. Woohoo! Wrong word. Didn't mean to say that.
All right, go ahead. You're right. I'm off it.
That out.
All right, I'm off it. I just wanted to know.
No, but Vaughn, what you're saying, it becomes more of a thing where it's their body, their choice, and they can leave a man out. They don't have a man has no rights to anything until that baby is born, if she allows it to be, and that's the way the system's set up, which is insane.
Crazy. Crazy.
But yeah, I still don't understand how women would feel. Well, not all. Some women feel it's okay to take raw joints from another man with another man's baby in them. That's wild. That's wild.
Well, that baby.
Well, anyway,
that baby Freddy Krueger. He got 100 daddies.
Wow.
Once again,
we already said if she's orally ingesting anything, it's going into.
That has to be a part of the interaction.
She said that to him. He never answered.
It has to be a part of the interaction.
Hey, I'm grown. If you ain't doing that, then we ain't. Please, ain't nobody.
By the same token.
Yeah, not everybody doing that.
It ain't no choke. Listen, Doc, stop. Every girl's doing it.
No, they're not.
I haven't met one that's not. How can you tell me? Now,
That's not my statement. I said not everybody is doing it. They might be doing it with one person, but not doing it with everybody else, or they might not be doing it at all.
Every woman would do it if the guy got enough game to get her to do it. Facts. Because I've heard guys say that the girl hasn't did it. I've heard. I'm like, really? Every girl I know has do everything. Right. It's really about how comfortable you can make them, how you can bring things out of people. Yes, I agree. But They all do it. If they say they didn't, I'll listen to something today. If they say they don't do it, they just don't do it with you.
They're letting you know that you won't be an adult.
I need to work on some things, fellas. Okay, wait.
By the same token, along the same lines, is it then immoral for guys? Let's say they're hanging out or dating a girl that's pregnant. They know she's pregnant. She's maybe early on. Is it just as immoral? And she's not with the baby's daddy. That's been cleared up. For him to have sex with her knowing she's carrying this sacredness and this, this child. Is that okay? Yes, the same sacredness.
It ain't my kid.
See?
My
That's
kid.
That's him. I'm not going to do it.
Right there. That's some double standard-ish right there. That's what I do.
He said that. I didn't say that.
Ron, how do you feel about that?
It's not a double standard. What I
go ahead, Daryl.
Oh, yeah. Hey, they say pregnant woohoo is some good.
You see?
It is.
I can't worry about if she want to give it. If she want to give it, I'm gonna take it.
And to be honest, men are not going to turn it down. She should.
You should have the same moral compass.
I'm gonna let her be who she is. I'm gonna let her be who she is. If she wants to be.
No, but you should be that guy that you're talking about and say, you know what, you're pregnant. We don't want to bring any harm to the baby. Let's not do this.
Men ain't going. Most men are.
That's not my baby.
That's a double standard.
It's not.
Men are monsters.
I'm done.
I got to introduce.
Not my baby.
Introduce little man to the real world. Little man gonna meet the real world.
I rest my case.
Listen,
right
whether
I rest my case.
Right or wrong, men.
What case
are
monsters? She's allowing access to herself.
She is allowing.
Don't put it back on her again. I asked you about your moral compass.
Yeah, men are dogs. Why? If I'm a dog, I'm a.
Well, I'm not gonna say.
Do they have to be though, Vaughn? Do they have to be though?
Right. I don't think we're dogs. I don't think we're dogs at all. I don't think we're dogs at all. I think that we're opportunists.
Listen, man.
If an opportunity,
I raise dogs, man. I'm telling you, a dog is the best thing you can have around. Just train them. But left to his own devices, I'm gonna tear some shit up.
That's the thing.
Yo, you can train him, but
yet
leave him alone.
Doing this and that, and she wasn't. Oh my god!
What? She put herself in that situation. If you put yourself in that situation, then okay, we know what time it is with you.
Is she the temple?
Right?
You still can be the bigger guy and say, "I'm not going to do this." You still could say that.
I am the bigger guy. I am the bigger guy. That's what she's gonna learn. She's gonna find out.
Next.
A mess.
See? But look, he tell you the truth. He tell you the truth from a.
Vaughn, I wanted a different answer from you, so hush.
What answer did you want from me?
Well,
that it's just as wrong. The guy could say, "You know what? This is not right to do. I'm not going to do this."
I said that.
What?
I said. Listen. I said, wait, Daryl. Hold on 1 second. I said we said that in the beginning.
Good.
We even said that. I said that. I said I wouldn't do that. Okay. And then I also said men are not going to let that pass. They're going to shoot it down. If she allow it, it's like anything else. They're going to take it.
Okay.
I mean, if she look good, I'm not just taking any pregnant woman. I mean, she gotta look good.
Oh wow!
Like, girl, what you doing out here? What you doing out in these streets, all pregnant and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God!
He's like, oh, I could shoot the club up. I could shoot the windows out.
Listen, I mean, like you said, Ruth, she can't get pregnant again. Raw dog. Listen. I'm gonna give her the love that she can feel. Let her know this love is real. Hey, yeah.
I'm a dog. I'm a mutt.
Oh, my neck.
Well, again, I mean, that kind of brings us to what we want to talk about tonight: consent, right? I mean, if she says yes, you know what I mean? Who's to say no? Maybe the baby, we can't hear him.
Oh my god! I'm not going to hell with you, Daryl.
Don't. Yes, get off that train. Go and get off that train. Get off at your stop.
No. What's that, girl? No, I hear something. No.
Yo, this dude.
God, forgive him. Forgive him, please. Forgive him.
Oh my goodness.
I could.
Oh my goodness.
Tap out.
Oh, but consent is real. And it's real. And
Yes.
you know, as long as consent is involved, it's to go. Well, kind of. So I didn't hit that button. Leanne, what are you doing over there?
Stop it.
So there's different type of consents too. Like there's like implied consent, kind of where you assume there's consent given due to actions and things of that nature, which don't use implied consent, especially if you're with a woman, because you could be reading the room totally wrong.
Especially if you got some money.
Right. But I really think that we really need to talk about consent these days and talk to our children and things of that nature, because what used to be the rules around consent have changed a lot.
Yes.
Like they have really changed a lot. I think the biggest thing, like I said, you really need to have conversations about everything you're doing. And that's even that is, just the first step in protecting yourself in different situations. Asking questions, is this okay? I mean, even as far as holding someone's hand, touching their shoulder, I would say when in doubt, just ask.
Right.
That keeps everybody on the same page.
Yes.
So this you won't get, it'll be less likely you get into a situation where you did something wrong and say, hey, is it okay if I hold your hand? She says no, you just walk away and just don't talk to her no more. Obviously, you're on different pages.
Oh my gosh.
Leah, what you about to say?
But people don't ask because their egos is in.
Is that ego that makes you not ask? I don't think it's that.
Being scared of rejection.
So well, if you're scared of rejection and you go do it anyway, that means you're not afraid of rejection.
Right. And that's not your ego.
That means you feel like you can do it at that point. That's that implied consent. You feel like, you know what, she's here. Since she's here, that means I can grab her ass. And it may not be the case. So I think it's more, I guess it could be still, like you said, maybe it is your ego saying like, I can do this. So yeah, I can see that too. Like I said, if you're really afraid of doing something, you're not going to do anything. Like me, I was afraid of doing anything. So unless you really like sit on my lap and tell me something, I'm not. I can't. And that's because I'm afraid of rejection. So I ain't gonna grab your hand so you can move it away and break my heart and have me in the room for 3 weeks feeling upset with dark room with music on, crying.
Damn.
Listen, I don't take rejection well. I don't know. Some people can. So I don't like rejection at all. So I don't try to put myself in situations where rejection happens. I think that it becomes tough. I remember I went in again. Me and the girl was kicking it. Everything was good. I thought everything was real good. Went in for that kiss goodnight. She was like, I said, I shrank right there, And then as she left, and in my mind, I was like, did I do something wrong? Am I going to see her again? Because I felt, you at that point now you feel terrible. You feel like I did something wrong. I scared them off. Luckily, she came back and we talked about it and we laughed about it later. She's like, I just wasn't ready. You were good again. But if I would have asked, hey, did the kiss get right? She'd have said no, and I'd have said never come back. But
it would have been over right then and there.
But nobody would have been embarrassed, would have saved that part of it. So I think we really do need to start asking for things. And I think it's going to take romance out of it a little bit if sometimes you ask everything.
This is not.
Can I put your jacket on your shoulder? I think it might make it a little more,
The culture is not romantic anymore. There's no vibe. You don't develop a vibe because you're always stepping around those landmines.
Well, I would say, yep, I agree. Wow. I think it's tough to be romantic when if I pop up to your job unannounced with flowers, you call me a stalker.
Right.
Yeah.
What the hell?
For real. Yep, that's true.
What'd you say, Lee?
Huh?
I heard you. What'd you say?
That's because you are.
See?
It's always the ones closest to you, the haters.
Right. That's why y'all ain't got no flowers on y'all desk. I mean, enjoy look like a first grade classroom in there.
It's strange, you plan a good day for them, and you can't wait for them to get home from work. And when they get home from work, they get mad because you're in their bed naked, waiting for them to come.
What? That's a bit much. That's a bit.
Wait a minute, and you don't have a key to the house,
right? That's the real problem. And the window's open.
I saw the window was open.
Right.
I decided to come in. Everything is fine.
Lock him up.
But yeah, I think if we get more into consent, and it's funny because now the conversations we talk about having in the beginning, you also got now have these other conversations, like about, again, like I said, the simple as holding someone's hand, kissing them on their cheek. Mm-hmm. Would you? And it's weird. Do you want me to walk you to your door?
Mm-hmm.
And these things you don't know. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't want you to know where they live at. We mean that Wawa.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
We call our Wawa. So it is very difficult to real vibe when everybody's so afraid of each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid to invite you to my house. I'm afraid to go to your house.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to be in your car. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what can happen or what someone can think. And that's the other thing. We don't know what people are thinking.
Right.
You may think you guys are on the same page and have a good night, and you might have done something to terrify you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My friend said that he was with a girl and she asked him, like, it was fairly new, and she was like, "Are you a serial killer?" He was like, "Yeah."
Oh God.
Oh wow.
He said he was joking, and he said it seemed like the date was going well. He said he felt the same. After that, she went home and never talked to him again. Blocked him.
Oh God. Oh God.
Why would you joke like that on a first date?
Right.
Why would you ask that on a first date?
Well, see, that's what I was about to say. It's a question she might have asked, but he might have thought like, "Yeah, girl, I am." Like kind of saying like that. Maybe I don't know how it was said, but I could see it being a playful type of I am. But she might have had some dealings with a serial killer or something where she felt, really, we don't know.
No, you're right. You're right.
With a lot of different things, and you don't know what triggers they may have.
That's right.
Yep. So not only on a date, you got to be chivalrous and think about everything. You got to be a psychologist, right? You got to try to read the signs in the room, what's going on with her, and what she's saying, and find out what her issues are. And same, what she's doing the same. Like we're both kind of giving each a little fake diagnosis. I use DM7 when I go out. I'm 2 steps ahead, Doc.
I see.
Futuristic with mine. But it does, it's tough because people. What you got to understand about consent, it can be taken away at any time as well.
Anytime.
Anytime. What I agree to right now, I can not agree to right now.
Right.
That's right.
And we have to understand that once that consent is withdrawn, everything stops. Everything's off. We can't, don't no one more stroke. You know what I mean? Stop. Let me get a current. Nope, can't do that. Once the stop is given, the sentence withdrawn, you have to withdraw as well. Damn.
Excuse me.
But this is real life situations sometimes. Because sometimes people will be in the mood or feel like they're in the mood or want to try it, but when they get there, they're like, I just can't go through it for whatever reason. And we need to respect that, right? Men or women, we need to respect. The person says, hey, listen, I can't really do this. Or I thought I was ready to do that. I'm not ready. So respect that, right? And I think the other thing is you can't ask them 1,000 times to even get them to now say yes, because that was a pressured consent.
Yes.
Right? You gotta understand that. You back in the day, that baby please was something that was said to do, right? Let me just stick the head in all these little games you did to get it. Well, those are pressured consents and could lead you to some time behind bars at these things. So you have to know that, she said yes after you asked her 100 times, you wouldn't let her leave the house. You're probably going to jail. You probably tucked yourself into jail because she did it out of the fear of not being able to leave. The fear of you kept asking her, you wore her down, and her consent wasn't really consent. No. And that's the other thing we understand. Just because someone says yes, it may not really be a yes if they have a fear of something could happen and things of that nature. So just because someone says yes, they'll do something. It's so tough today.
It is.
It's gotta be.
Don't be with people unless you really kind of been them for a while. That first couple times, boy, that's rolling the dice. Them one night stands or knowing somebody not well and doing it, bro, you're putting yourself in jeopardy. What? Even if the person leaves and they regret what they did, they can still say they did it under duress. So we all have to, we have to protect ourselves. It's different today. It's very different, and it seems like the law. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think we're touching on the point that consent has to be specific. Just because you say yes to one specific act doesn't mean that you consent to all of it.
Okay. Right.
So you got to be careful with that.
Absolutely. Just because she want to give you some oral treats doesn't mean she's gonna let you touch the peach. She just want to give you an appetizer.
Little hot pocket.
I'm trying to get an entree.
Right. You get a hot pocket.
You give me an appetizer because I ain't got time for that. But yeah, that's also true. We have to really. That's with anything. Like I said, come to somebody's house. It's showing up places that they're at. You want to make sure the person's comfortable with that, because stalking is real too. If you pop up everywhere I am, I'm going to the police. I'm a cop caller.
But then how do you define the lines of that initial getting to know you, that romancing, how do people approach it then? Do you ask, like you're saying, for every little thing you want to do? You ask?
You have a chaperone. You have a chaperone that's a lawyer.
But then now I feel pressure because you brought a person there that was legal mind, and I did it because it's so tough today.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Law is really saying that you can turn anything into something, and now you did it because you felt like, because it's how you felt. It's not how I intended anything. It's how it felt. Like I said, I brought somebody else. We're good. Oh, I was afraid because I thought they both were gonna, do something to me. So I did it because, right?
And we've talked about unwanted consensual sex. We talked about that.
We did. We did. Which happens a lot. A lot of first times is that you got caught in a situation and you go along with it.
Yeah.
But now it seems like the times have caught up to that and said, listen, that's not okay. What happened wasn't okay, and they were kind of forced into it.
Even within a relationship.
Absolutely.
I think sometimes people forget that. Like even in a marriage, you need to make sure you're on the same page with your person before you do certain things.
Yep.
Am I paying all the bills in this marriage, or
that doesn't matter, Daryl? You still have to be on the same page.
I'm about to say,
like after a disagreement
on the dynamic of the relationship.
Well, after a disagreement, yes, hubby might have to ask if he can give me a kiss or a hug after that. Yes, I'm not really feeling you right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be single.
Don't even worry about it. I'm be all right.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be home late. Yeah, I'll be home later.
I'm about to go run across the Delaware River real fast.
Because we were just having a disagreement.
I lost my wallet.
What you said is that because you had a disagreement, you're using physical touch and things of that nature as a consequence.
Not using, maybe I'm not feeling it and you are. That's a consent.
So you're using it as a consequence. Your consequence is now
has to be on the same page. Maybe I need another 10 minutes and then yes.
So your consequence is you're shutting it off.
Why you keep saying it's a consequence?
It's not a consequence.
It is a consequence.
No, it's not.
It's a direct correlation to the argument.
Exactly.
The argument yielded this response.
It's a direct correlation to how that other person's feeling. We just said that.
Listen, right. So this yielded this response, and your response yields to you not wanting to now acquiesce to the force of your man.
No, I'm just needing more time from you coming in my face and my space.
Whoa, wait. Hey, yo, Bruce, what
are we talking about?
Wait a minute, I just heard that.
What the hell is going on?
Hey, yo.
You just asked me. You just asked me. You needed clarity on that. I'm trying to clarify.
I understand why she needs him.
The glass is on or off when this happens. Never mind. I'm sorry. Let's keep going. Listen, no, but so is that okay now to use that to,
how is it using that? If that's genuinely how I feel, that I don't want to be around you.
Gotcha.
How is something like that saying I'm using something if I just am mentally not ready to be around you?
Ready.
All right, cool.
Right. I'm not doing this to be spiteful. I'm just not ready to be around you.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you, Lee.
Right, I get it. So if there's reasons that I don't want to be around you, I'm just not going to be around you until I get ready to be around you. Okay.
There you go.
And I don't want to hear about it.
Come back and ask me again in 10 minutes, and it may be okay.
I'm not asking you nothing.
I'm going to
be around you.
Yeah, I'm going to be good.
But you're doing it out of spite, which is not the right way to handle it.
No. How come my feelings are invalid?
Why is this spite?
I feel like
if you're, because the way you're describing it is now I'm going to punish you because I feel punished by you.
No.
So if listen. If you genuinely feel that you're not ready to be around the person, that's fine. But you don't say, I don't want to be around you because you said you don't want to be around me.
Right.
We didn't say that.
But Doc, why is what I'm saying is that her saying that she doesn't want to be around me now, her saying she doesn't want to be around me now affects me. Now I'm upset that she doesn't want to be around me. I feel some type of way now because you don't want to be around me.
She has a right to say to you, I just need a few more minutes. I'm not there where you are right now.
I get it. So now I'm upset because you don't want to be around me. I feel hurt that you don't want to be around me. We can't get through it together. So I'm hurt that you don't want to be around me.
We'll come back together when we both settle a little bit and we'll be okay.
Hey, yo, break up. Break up.
Hey, listen.
It's over.
Right.
This right here is over.
Ready to come back? We good. I need my time now. I need my time.
But she's not allowed.
You know what? You're gonna have all your time.
No, she is. She is allowed to. If that's how she makes it, if she handles things by hurting me, by withdrawing from me.
Who tried to hurt you?
It can't hurt. Oh, so my feelings don't matter when you say you don't want to be around me. I can't be hurt. I can't feel some way.
What if she didn't want to be around you? She just doesn't want you to kiss her or give her a few minutes.
Oh, don't be affectionate with my wife.
Stop, Daryl. You know what I'm saying.
You did say stop. You said don't be affectionate with me. I don't want to be affectionate with you.
I said give me a couple
Stranger.
minutes of space.
Stranger.
You know what?
Ooh, child.
So again, I see what happens around here. You get to the point. So some relationships, you get to the point where you don't want to be around each other. Okay.
That's not what was said.
Exactly what you said.
No, people are allowed to feel like they need a few minutes for themselves to get it together.
So that would be not being around each other for.
No, we can be around each other. You sit there and I sit here. Just give me some space.
No, you can have space. So don't get mad when my space is wherever my space is.
But like Doc said, why do you want to do a tit for tat thing?
It's not tit for tat. I don't want to. So because I don't want to sit in a room with you as tit for tat.
Why we can't just sit on separate sides of the room? And
that's what you want. I don't want to handle it that way. I don't want to be in the room. I'm going to go run across the Delaware River.
What's across the Delaware River?
I'm going to run across the river.
You're not George Washington. What you need to go over there for?
I'm just running across there for a workout. Again, I just got to go handle. You know, me, I need some physical exertion to get this energy out. So I'm gonna go run across the Delaware River.
At a gym, or you talking about you jogging across the bridge? Is that what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Not the bridge, the actual river. I'm gonna run right across the Delaware.
You know what?
You're gonna take a little jump in, a little dive.
I'm calling crisis because I think you just said you're gonna commit suicide, and you need to be on a 72-hour hold so they can monitor you.
You know what, Doc? You just put me on. Hey, I was on a 72-hour hold. I couldn't call you.
Oh wow!
There you go, Doc. See, you be doing your thing.
A mess.
Girl,
Total mess.
Just got out today. 72-hour hold. They don't let me use the phone or nothing. No, they can't release it. It's private. Privacy law. They can't release my information. Sorry, I can't. HIPAA. With HIPAA, I can't even let you get access to it.
You play with me, you're gonna be in there for real.
Love it.
Listen,
I'm gonna sign all the paperwork.
You do have to watch who you play with.
Yes, you do.
Doc would be the wrong one to play with in that situation. You'd be there like, I ain't nothing wrong with me. They're like, see,
Right.
that's what all of them say. take this Haldol and lay down.
You're gonna find out today who to play with.
You gonna find out. Hey, listen, that is true. You need to know who you playing with.
You do.
And you play with the wrong one, and it could be problematic for you going forward.
Find yourself in 4-point restraints.
Listen,
Had it rough.
what is it, 304? What's it called? That involuntary one when you can't get out. That's when you don't need consent. They don't need consent with that one. But yeah, so I think contracts are consensual, which is I think it's going to get to that soon.
Yeah,
we'll sign contracts.
People already use those, like celebrities and sports figures. Don't some of them use those?
Yes, NDAs of nature are, but what we're finding out now, they stand up until you're subpoenaed, then it goes away. All the people like that, the Puffy trial signed NDAs, but the subpoena. So there goes that. There goes that. Like the one guy who had the tape from the hotel, he signed the NDA to say he gave him the copy or whatever, and there were no more copies, which obviously there were, but he was able to violate because if he violated the NDA, he was supposed to pay $100,000.
Wow.
But since he was subpoenaed, he don't have to do that. But
wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
don't
know.
It's true. I mean, you do have to protect yourself.
You do, and like that's why, Ruth, you're right. That's why dating is going to be so.
Yeah, it's
tough. It's tough because we're all operating from a point of fear, right?
Yep.
What could happen? What could happen? Like I said, if I do touch her hand or shoulder or something like that, I feel uncomfortable, and then what?
Wow.
It does get tough. Hold on a second.
And that's why I think being specific is important. You can't say, "Can I hold your hand?" and then grab her butt. Like,
true. Very specific. Yep.
It's and Ruth, you have a young man, so I know it has to be hard for him.
He talks about it all the time, Doc, and that fear factor that Daryl mentioned is always prevalent. Always, can I walk you to your car? Can I walk you home? Where are we going to meet up? The public places. And he's just on edge with it all the time because, again, you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know if you stepped over boundaries that you didn't even know about.
Right.
He's always in that catch, always in what Daryl's speaking of. Yep.
Now, I mean, I will say, the better you look,
here you go.
The better consent is a little bit easier. Like when they look like this, I grab your hand, they don't do anything. It's good. What took you so long?
So consent is based on looks now. That's a new factor.
It definitely is.
I never knew that.
Yes, you do. In certain places, if certain people even think about dancing, and I don't think it happens anymore, but you're dancing in the club, when the guy comes up to you, when you look over your shoulder, if he's not attractive, you move away. Consent was just withdrawn. If he was handsome, the pelvis you push back into the pelvis. We know how we look just by when we approach you from the back. We come up, and if you start throwing it back, I look good. If she don't throw it back, go in the corner and cry. You not what you thought you was.
Either you look good or she drunk. I mean,
right.
There you go.
You look good because she's drunk. One of the two. How you gonna know which one it is?
Well, remember. So now that's interesting too, because anytime someone is drunk, you can't give consent.
That's right.
And the tricky part about that is different states have different rules of what they consider being drunk. It's not always falling over. It's not always falling down.
Right.
It could be that one drink has them a little tipsy, and they can consider that drunk. They can consider that not being able to make certain decisions.
That's right.
If you go to court or something like that, and you had a drink or you took a Vicodin or something, you may not be able to testify then because you're not under you're under the influence of something. So if you go home, and fellas, it usually works this way, but if you take a girl home who's drunk and you do anything, you're going to be in trouble. That's you'll be in trouble.
Wow.
No ifs,
if
ands, or
she
buts.
makes a complaint. If she makes a complaint, yes.
No ifs, ands, or buts about that. If she said I was drinking, he took me home, and this happened. Now I keep asking this question. I don't know what happens if both people are under the influence.
That's a good question. Yeah,
I've never heard the answer. It always seems like the guy still gets in trouble. But if we've both been drinking, I wish I could find that answer. Like, what is the rules to that? Because we're both kind of under influence.
That's a good question there.
So it should be like a wash, right? Like we both. So I guess if you ever take a girl home and she's drunk, you better drink too. I mean, that's the only thing I could say.
It's rough in these streets. Wow.
For real.
Well, I think it's really always been that way, but I think it was so tough for people to be believed at a certain time that people just stopped really coming forward. It just
for sure.
You were shamed, you were blamed, you were made to look a certain way. So people don't come forward. But I think
even now, wives don't come forward, not understanding that marital rape is against marital RAPE.
Grape. We say grape.
Marital rape is against the law.
Right.
Since the 90s.
Okay, but is that in all states?
It is. All 50 states have agreed on that.
Okay. Because I know some religious people believe that your body's not your own, and they can.
Yes.
I remember I was at a church conference, and they were having a couple different pastors was having this conversation, like, can you grape your wife?
Mm-hmm.
And some of them were like, no.
Mm.
You know, some of them were like, no. And the other ones kind of danced around it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. I didn't think about that. But you can, I guess.
Yeah, you can.
You know, no means no at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, am I paying all the bills in that household?
Why you keep asking that?
Never mind.
Yes, even if you're paying all the bills.
Okay, I just wonder what came with paying all the bills. Never mind. That's for another day. That's a question for another day.
And you know what is you mentioned earlier, Daryl, and I know it makes it a lot harder because I've just seen it on the shows with the courts and all that kind of stuff. That if you're already in the midst of it,
yep,
and the person say no, it still means you stop.
Wow.
Right there, you can't
Right
get an
then
extra
and
pump.
there.
Yes, that extra pump to get you 15 years. and that's serious. I'm serious on that.
Wow.
They say stop. It's no, come on, let me get a no. After they say stop, you have to stop, withdraw,
Mm-hmm.
and then send them on their way and never talk to them again. So I don't make sure. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, you know you never come back, right? And to be honest, because I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't want to be in that position.
Mm.
I don't want to feel like I felt when you said stop in the middle of whatever reason, like you may need to talk to somebody, but not me. So I would just say, good luck. I appreciate it.
Pathetic. Mm.
Well, again, why, if you have, that's serious, Ruth.
Yes,
that's
maybe
really,
she had a trauma moment. Seriously. Maybe she had a trauma moment.
Can get me 15 years. I'm okay. I can find something without
not to give you time, but for you to listen and stop and take it seriously.
No.
I'm not a therapist. I'm not a therapist.
What are you saying?
I disagree.
What do you mean?
I think you need to have that stuff when we're talking about having sex and consensual and everything like that. There's some things you need to work on before you put yourself in that position.
Right.
And because it's not fair to anybody else.
I agree.
That just because you got that type of, I don't want to call it baggage, but baggage, and you left it undealt with, now your decision and your movements can cost somebody their freedom. That's not right.
No, I agree with that.
I got a call one night from one of my little homies, and he was like, yo, I don't know what to do. She's on the floor crying. I said, what are you talking about? Like, we just got done sex, and then she just laid on the floor and started crying. And he was bugging. I'm like, did you do anything? He was like, no, I thought everything was good. She was crying. And he did call me back later. It's like, yo, she had some trauma response, something popped in her head. Wow. And it kind of, she felt different ways, but it came out in crying and those type of things. But he was afraid. Like, he called me, like, I think he still had his thing out while he was talking to me on the phone. Like, yo, you can't talk to me with the thing out. Put the pants on. But it was terrifying for him. Right? He was terrified, and that followed him with, girls after that he was with. He was kind of apprehensive of getting back into that situation. And I can only imagine, because you feel like, you start questioning, did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
Even now, I was having a conversation the other day, and the guys were saying, I'm glad I don't have any money because I don't know what I did 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, that somebody could say, oh, this wasn't consensual, or I didn't want to do this, and come back now and try to get me. That's what's happening a lot. Things are 20 years old, and they're saying 20 years ago these things happened. Wow. So being broke is an advantage because I ain't got nothing to take. So, but again, we weren't talked to about consent, really.
No. And like you said earlier, though, times were a lot different.
And I think that's tough too, where you're trying to use today's standard to judge what you did 20 years ago. I understand it, but it's kind of difficult when that was the culture. right? That was kind of the culture. Not saying it was right, but it was a culture that was allowed to do whatever it did, and now you're saying it was wrong and looking back. And I get it, but it's tough. I think a lot of people are going to be could be brought to the stage for whatever reason, something that happened. Look, that's why we got to talk to people now about it, right? We really have to educate each other, talk to each other, make sure it's okay. Hey, is it okay if I bite your ear? I want to nibble your ear. Is it okay? Okay.
Talk to our kids about how they touch each other. Like you can't slap a girl on the butt.
Oh yeah. Right.
Do that.
Right.
You can't pull down her tube top. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't say, "Ooh, tuning in Mars on a nipple."
No, you can't.
You know what I mean? And I'm just mad because you can't. If you see a nice set of breasts, you can't even motorboat it. You can't get them again. You can't even do that no more. They just taking away all the fun.
They coming back for you. 25 years ago on the playground, they coming back.
Take away all the fun. I was afraid to do all that. I was always afraid. I was a chicken. That's why I'm cool. But yeah, we do have to start raising our kids to be different. And like I said, how they should be touched, and let them know. First of all, you have to give consent to be touched. Like I have this conversation with my daughter all the time. No one can just touch you. If someone touches you unprovoked without your permission, don't let it happen. Not even once, because that becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Correct that behavior every time.
Yep.
Even as far as friends calling, where you at? Tell them I ask where you at. Right? They don't need to know everything. Have a conversation. If you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. But they don't have to ask you. They should be quizzing you. Why didn't you answer your phone? These type of things. Don't give people that, because that's giving people consent to overstep your boundaries. Have boundaries.
Yeah.
Right? That's really important to have. It's tough. It's tough. It's scary. If
exactly when people ask you questions like, why you sound like that? Why you talking like that? You just tell them, shut up. I do what I want.
So just make sure that person doesn't know where you live at. Just make sure you know what I mean. You got bushes by your door that somebody can jump out on you at. I would say you can say that as long as Yes. Don't invite the crazy. That's all I'm saying. Don't invite the crazy. But yeah, so I think we should get into like active consent, explicit consent. There's different types of consent. I think you need to learn the rules and regulations of the area you live in, so that you can kind of protect yourself even more. We do have to start knowing the laws and rules in the areas we're in.
Yeah,
that can protect you as well. Right.
True.
Like knowing the laws and kind of know what you can do, what you can't do. Sometimes you feel like something is it's silly, but it could be something that could potentially get you in trouble down the road. I think Doc said even kids right now. I've seen kids 13 that are on trial because they sexual assault. That's what it's called. You touch that girl in the butt, that is a sexual assault. Right? That can start you down the wrong path. All those things that, again, when we grew up were like just fun, could get you in trouble today. We thought it was cool to do these things, but now, like any of those things, unwanted touching or even showing somebody something could be a problem. So you flash, you're funny, you flash your butt, but now that's an assault.
That's true.
You don't think about it like that. You think it's funny. I mooned them. Well, now you may go to Jamesburg, and as an adult, you can definitely get a sexual assault charge as well. Right?
And they're gonna want you to moon them. So
they want the moon to stay out though. They don't want you to put it away. Full moon all night. Yeah, all night, full moon.
Oh no.
So we do have to Permission is something that's very important today. And again, in every aspect, like even anything you're doing, you want to make sure you get permission to do that thing first. Mm-hmm. It's okay for me to get you a gift and send it to your house when I really don't know your name.
What?
You know what I mean? Like, hey, girl, can I send you a gift? She's like, sure. Like, don't worry about it. I got your address already. Like, you might want to do that. So we have consent to wrap it up. Anybody got any last words?
There was a video put in the chat.
Okay. What is it?
Hold on 1 second.
Vaughn, you there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Man is in a relationship for love. If he in a real, what is he in a relationship for?
You tell us that. That's a good question. What do you think men is in relationship?
Love.
Y'all said no.
What else?
No.
What am I getting besides somebody saying they love me?
So you think men?
What am I here for if all I'm getting is what you're saying you're giving me?
Which is the love.
What am I getting? So what am I here for? You name it.
It gotta be love because there's nothing else that's coming.
Thank you.
I don't believe that though.
That's the fucked up part about it.
I don't believe that.
That's the fucked up part about it. What the fuck else am I getting?
That's a fact, but I don't believe that. But that is a fact.
That's the part about being delusional as a woman.
Yeah, you're right. Because you're not really getting nothing else. And if a man is really there, it's gotta be because he loves you.
Thank you.
Because he don't gotta be there.
That's why I say men love unconditionally, women love conditionally.
That's a fact.
That's the truth. Like at the end of the day, I ain't getting shit else.
Damn. Do you feel like that's what it is for men in general?
But a man dealing with a woman that you feel like, babe, you ain't gotta do nothing. You go, ooh, I deal with you because I love you. Nothing else. What else? Why am I doing it? Why? You're just not lucky, bitch. Right. I love you.
Right. Ooh. So it's come down to love then.
What else?
Angry.
And a man is in a relationship for love.
So he love his bitch.
Wow. That's crazy.
So any thoughts on this? Who wants to go first?
It's nonsense. I disagree.
Okay.
Because a man doesn't have to stay. Men do use women, just like sometimes women use men for having a home and using my car and all different types of other stuff, getting my food stamps. Come on. It's not because you love me, it's because you live comfortably here.
Wow. Okay.
Like you lived leveled up.
Ruth.
Yeah. So he's basically saying men just bring love to the table and it's unconditional because they're not getting anything else from the woman.
I guess he was talking to himself, Vaughn. Go ahead, Ruth. I'm sorry.
But women bring stuff too. Women do. I wish they would stop saying that. Like,
headaches.
Men pay all the bills. Men do everything. Women bring.
Oh, wow. He just pay all the bills.
But I'm just saying, women bring a lot of things too. It may not be in monetary form all the time, but they bring compassion. They bring love. They bring care. Stop saying women aren't bringing anything too. That's all. I would like that narrative.
What did they bring? So what did they bring then?
I just told you.
You just said.
I said compassion, care, nurturing.
He don't bring those things. He don't bring those things.
Maybe not. I don't know. Yes.
So now we don't know what men bring. Okay.
But I'm just saying the women are bringing things too. So let's stop saying it that way because women bring a lot.
I said outside of the same thing the men bring, what are they bringing?
I just told you a list of things. The list
is outside of the things, the same thing the man brings, because the man brings those things too.
Okay. Some men do. Let's
so there's men that don't bring love?
What's that?
Men don't bring love?
Some men do and some men don't. He just called the woman. He just called her a bitch. I mean,
so what? Sometimes you call your woman a bitch. That's something wrong. Yes, they do.
No, you don't.
Ooh.
There's more than one world that the people live in. Some people, that's my bitch. That's how they refer to one another.
But is she in agreement with that? He's saying it, but
she probably is.
She probably is. If you calling her his bitch, again, if she's there, if you call somebody they bitch and they don't like it, they're not going to be there. So more than likely, that's how they speak to each other. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but we know people have different things they say to each other. Everybody on, But okay, so Doc, what you got?
What? About what?
That video.
I don't have nothing to say about that video.
Go on, what you got?
If Doc can tap out, I'm gonna tap out too.
Nah, you can't tap out and you brought it to the table.
Right.
Who does that?
I brought it to the table so we can discuss it.
Okay. And you're not discussing it.
Because Doc tapped out.
What sense does that make?
I gave something. Everybody else said something.
All right. So, all right. Fine. So, with that video, nobody said what the woman bring outside. There you go.
What are we doing here?
What was that?
Sorry, guys. That was my fault. Sorry about that.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That was my fault.
Don't blame me. I looked too.
I was just listening to the video. What does he get outside of what they both mutually bring? What else does he get? And like Daryl asked.
No, I didn't really ask that. I was kind of
asked
Ruth, kind of, sort of, but what I was going to go on a limb after the video was absolutely nonsense. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand what anyone was saying. It was the most remedial visit. I don't know what they were discussing. Because if for me, if they reduce each other down, they both give each other love and the things. They both love each other. So I didn't understand what they were talking about.
So, and I sent it because that was a discussion like that came up with somebody else. And they was like, yo, ask your people about this and see what they say about it. And it's kind of messed up because our culture is so, not our culture, but the times right now, everyone is, what do you bring? What do you give? Right. Where they're not just good on doing their part. Like, hey, I'm here for you. This is what it is. Everybody's making it transactional. And it's kind of, it's messed up. It's like with everything else. You know what I'm saying? It's a transactional thing, so there's no romance in it. You can't really be romantic or really build a vibe with somebody if you counting everything that they do for, like, every little thing. Like, how can you actually say you care about somebody if all you saying is what do you do for them? Now, if I didn't see the whole video, so I don't know if that was the whole point about what he was saying, unless they was in a bigger, they may have been in a bigger discussion. But if that was it, it's like, how can you actually care about somebody or build something if all y'all do is count points?
Mm-hmm. And I think this is the problem with today, because we have people like that giving advice and other people actually hearing something and following something. I don't know what they could follow, but that becomes, like I said, oh, well, what do you do? What do you do? I'm not, men love unconditionally and women love unconditionally. I don't know how they even came to that conclusion with what they were saying, because they didn't say anything. It was very, it was very circular in the conversation. They kept saying, I don't know what they were saying. All I heard is men love.
I've seen different videos with that where they, and I think we talked about it before, where a man can love a woman that is, or a man will get involved with a woman that is not, I guess, financially or socially, like, she may not be up there. Like, a millionaire married a girl that's at the counter at Burger King, but it's not vice versa. It's very rare.
Oh, yes, it is.
Whoa.
Wait a
minute.
I was about to say the same thing.
Go ahead.
Leanne kind of alluded to it from the beginning. You see a lot of times, your homie is driving her car. It's a lot of Jodies out here. All the time we see that where a woman is doing well and she's with a guy that is maybe trying to find himself, right? We see that a lot. So what I'm saying, both ways. I see women who do it and men who do it. I don't think it's one side outside of the other. I don't. I think society keeps showing us these one-sided things. But like I said, I know a lot of dudes that, like Leanne said, is looking for a couch to lay on. And
that's crazy.
Homosexuals, they were outside. I've seen that a lot, especially when I know, and driving her car, dropping her off to work in her car. How many times we seen that the dude has her car? I got my girl car, So I'm not saying that I think it happens pretty much equally both ways in that sense. Especially now today, when Black women who are the most degreed woman in the United States, they're doing a lot better just because, the education and things that nature. They're getting jobs and becoming stable a lot sooner sometimes than their counterpart, which is us as men. So sometimes the women, I keep it real. Every woman I ever dealt with, well, most of the women were up. They made more than me, probably higher degree than me, and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Not that I had to use their car. Sometimes the car was better, so I had to use it because it was better. But I had my own car. But and their couch was softer than mine, so I was there a lot too. But I see it today. Like I see a lot of times, when I go to, and this is me, like when I go to women's house, their house usually is a lot better, well, more put together than mine. Like it looks good, it's decorated well. I got like a stool and a TV in my house and plastic silverware. So.
But isn't all of that okay if the other person is accepting? I guess that's the piece. If the other person is okay with it, why not?
No, I was just saying the point that I didn't agree necessarily with Vaughn where men will say date down more than women do.
Well, what I was saying is that I saw that there was a discussion.
Okay.
And they were saying that. So before I could finish,
right? Okay. No. I was just saying I see that, but I got to be honest. Like we know more. I know more Jodys than I don't. You know what I mean? I know. Even at one point, I was using the girls' cars before I had one. Most of the girls I knew had car before me, so I had their car, picking up other girls in it.
You know what? That's terrible.
One girl had the little car, a little T-top. The top came off. That was really nice to see the other girl hair blowing in there.
Oh my God.
Hey, you live, you learn. She shouldn't have worked at night. It was perfect. That was perfect, boy.
Wow.
But yeah. So I think that a lot of times we do both people do date down, but I just understand what they were trying to say about love. I think that we do have to stop making it so transactional. Like Vaughn said, he's exactly right. It's like, what do you do for me? What can you do? Now, I think that's different than when you meet someone and kind of finding out where they are in life and things of that nature. Because at a certain point, you do have things you don't want to inquire more bills. So I think as you get older, looks is cool, but you don't want to have a girl unless you can afford her, right? Once you afford her, because you can't afford her, you can't afford to take care of her while you're there. And a lot of things. Women talk about men should pay everything, but do you look good enough to get paid for? Is the question. That's for another day. That's for another day. But everybody ain't getting paid for. I'm letting you know.
Not at all.
Some of y'all need to work 2 jobs. I see.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord, help them, please.
I just put that out there. I hear women all the time talking about they want a man to pay for everything. Do you look like you need to be paid for it? That someone's going to pay for you? That's the thing. You could want it. We want a lot of things, but do you look the part? Am I wrong?
Right.
Okay. I just want to put it out there. I know everybody, man, to pay for everything. Look at you. Look at you. Would you pay for you?
Or
go look at her and ask yourself, would you pay for you?
Or some dudes that have a woman at home that ain't like, she don't like a supermodel, but she gets everything taken care of because she take care of everything at that crib. No matter what he doing, everything that she keep his house and all that shit together.
Now he probably met her before he had money.
Mm-hmm. True. Agreed. But she's still there.
Keep around. Keep old paper around because she tried and true at that point.
Right.
You got money now. You can order something off Instagram. Anyway. Any last words?
No.
None.
None. Women, no.
We started off so well.
No, so well.
Right.
We always start out well.
No, never mind.
We were supposed to have last words 20 minutes ago.
Well, we forgot to play the video.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot we had the video.
Thanks, Doc, for paying.
We had to discuss that. I'm sorry.
Trying to scold me trying to scold us in front of everybody. You don't do that in front of company. Do that in the green room, Doc.
I'm sorry.
Jeez. Shit I'm talking about. Yeah, you got anything?
Nope.
Come on, you got anything?
Not at all.
Hey, you pay like you weigh. Everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Please go to the YouTube. Go there right now. Like, subscribe. Right now. Do it right now. Take 2 seconds.
Run.
Invite more people to the Facebook group. It's growing. It's like 160, 158. I think somebody left. I don't know why they left. Somebody left. I keep watching numbers. Come back. We didn't mean it. Okay. Next week we're going to talk about the disparity between men and women. I forgot that this week, but oh
my god!
I need you to do that so I can get that to make it a sound. Oh my god! Hey, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Please check with us next week at 8 o'clock. We'll be back. We love everybody. Have a night. Hit the button, Leanne.
Bye.